we met back on May 31st in Elkhart, Indiana at the Hall of Heroes Con. And you sold me on Joan. And I brought it home and I read the first volume of it. And the artwork does it justice. The writing with it does the artwork justice.
Oh, thank you.
Could you maybe elaborate a little bit as to how you came to writing Joan?
What I was trying to do was a story about two knights facing off. It would be a duel. And I thought to myself, okay, these two knights that face off each other, you know, I have an extensive background in martial arts. So I was like, okay, this is a chance for me to study medieval combat and see how I could like fuse some like Eastern fighting in there. And like I said, it didn't work out because I spent too much time researching it. And so one night I was like, okay, I just got to write this. So I remember it was like some evening of like 2016, 2017. I'm sitting in my apartment and I was like, I'm just going to start writing. So I started writing and it was like two knights squaring off against each other. One knight pulls a sword out and the other pulls and automatically I just thought of M16. I was like, this is insane. And I started laughing as I was writing. I was like, this is like really crazy. And then I told a friend of mine the next day and he said, well, it's got to be Joan of Arc pulling out the M16. And I go, yeah, it has to be. It can't be anybody else because that would be a really cool idea. You know, it's like teenage. I can imagine like Eastman and Laird sitting there and they're like, teenage mutant. We need to come up with a teenage mutant. And then Laird must have been like Ninja Turtles. And they're like, perfect. That's it. Ninja Turtles. So that's kind of how I felt. It was just like Joan of Arc with M16. It was like, it was really iconic in my head. It was just like this perfect like iconography. And I just ran with it.